Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Norell, and I am here today to talk to you about two of the most exciting topics in the field of non-consensual genital cutting, which is how to heal non-consensual genital cutting, specifically male circumcision, on a physical level through regenerative medicine and on a psychological level through emotional healing work. So, for all of you out there, I don't need to explain why this is so important. Non-consensual genital cutting is one of the worst, if not the worst, experience a human being can experience. And these are ways of helping the victims of that horrible, horrible experience to move forward and heal. So without further ado, here is a presentation written by one of Foregen's supporters about the current state of our mission to regenerate the male foreskin. The past year has been one of unprecedented challenges for all of us around the world. It has been a time that has caused us to pause and reevaluate many aspects of our lives. It has brought up a number of issues and injustices in society that many different groups of people have faced for far too long. There is another issue that still deserves much more attention and has affected millions of people: forced circumcision. Somewhere between Europe and North America, the ethical lines of medicine became blurred, and circumcision of non-consenting infant boys somehow became acceptable. These babies and children cannot give consent for a permanent alteration to their one and only body, and are forced to live with this for their entire adult life. Based upon the thousands of men speaking out today against this practice, it is clear there is an overwhelming desire for a solution. This is where Foregen comes in, a one-of-a-kind registered nonprofit organization that is based in the United States and Europe. We are working to undo the damages caused by circumcision by regenerating the complete foreskin using established tissue engineering techniques. The regenerated tissue would truly be a man's own foreskin, his own DNA, his own cells, his own flesh and blood, complete with all specialized structures and nerve endings. You heard that right. We are regenerating the foreskin with the frenulum, the frenulum delta, the ridged band, everything. In late 2018, Foregen published the results of several years of donor-funded research, establishing the initial specialized aspects of the science. In December 2020, Foregen began animal trials, after which we will ultimately proceed to human clinical trials. Thousands of men from around the world have already volunteered to be part of this vital stage. Beyond registering for a human trial, they have also backed the project financially through their donations, enabling the past and current research. It is an exciting time we are living in, one full of promise for regenerative therapies and their potential to improve the human condition. To this end, Foregen has assembled a highly skilled team of scientists that are dedicated to making this vision a reality. Foregen's head scientist, Dr. Elena Bondioli, has already conducted successful research using similar techniques and methods, which bodes well for the results of Foregen's work. As more and more men come forward to speak out against how the harm of circumcision has permeated their lives and relationships, the imperatives of ending genital cutting of all children and providing a solution for adults becomes even clearer. For the first time in history, circumcised men may have the chance to regain the choice over what was done to their body. For so many men, this would offer the opportunity for both physical and psychological damages to be healed and to experience a very personal part of their body. Male infant circumcision is becoming much less common in North America, which is an encouraging trend. However, the negative consequences of it are also becoming much more obvious and distressing to the younger generation of men who have a wealth of information available at their fingertips and yet had no control over a permanent alteration done to their body without their consent. As more and more children are being left intact, it will become increasingly important to have a regenerative solution available to these young men and all men who wish to reclaim their genital autonomy. So thank you very much for hearing that presentation created by Adam Hennick of the Foregen Community Action Group. Adam is a supporter and part of this group, which I created as a way for supporters to come and take action, move projects forward that have the potential to move Foregen's mission forward and regenerate the foreskin for all men who want it. So thank you, Adam, so much for that powerful presentation. Thank you, Tyler Drozd and others at Foregen for helping doing the editing work on it. And there's one more point I want to make about this. As mentioned in the presentation, we are truly profoundly grateful to our supporters who have made this work possible. Biotechnology, regenerative medicine is not cheap. Doing this research costs money, and so we've really relied on those donations from our supporters to be able to do this research so that we can achieve our goal of foreskin regeneration. I'd like to point out, it's interesting, Ron Lau estimated that there are about 250,000 men right now who are restoring their foreskins, which is, as we know, a very time-consuming and non-optimal solution as it does not regenerate the specialized structures of the foreskin. If those 250,000 men who are restoring their foreskins would donate $1 per month, a pretty small amount, I think we could all agree, to Foregen or to regenerative medicine so that we could regenerate the foreskin, we would have all the money we could ever want or need in order to bring this project to completion. So for me, it's just a no-brainer. Like, I want my foreskin regenerated. I think all men deserve to have their foreskin regenerated. And it's like a vote. It's like, my donation of $5 a month doesn't really do much by itself, but when everyone works together and becomes part of something larger than themselves, we can achieve this truly tremendous and profound feat of regenerating the foreskin for all of the adult men, all of the children who exist right now who are victims of genital mutilation and who it's still happening to, and all the future men who are still suffering from this. We can take the bite out of circumcision and really solve that, to me, the worst part of it, which is waking up every day without my whole body and without the ability to experience sex as nature intended it. So this is truly revolutionary, truly exciting. And if you're interested to learn more, please visit foregen.org, Foregen.org. You can follow our progress, sign up for our newsletter, learn more. If you feel so inclined, please do donate. We have a new donor rewards program that's very exciting and allows you some other benefits of kind of meeting the community. I'd also welcome you to join the Foregen Community Action Group if you feel so inclined. You can email me at jordan@forgen.org. And yeah, I'd like to finish this presentation by really just briefly going into the other aspect, which is the emotional healing of circumcision. So to date, there has never been any book and barely any literature at all written on how to heal genital mutilation trauma. I've written a full-length, comprehensive book, a little over 300 pages, that goes into detail about that process of healing the emotional wounds of male circumcision specifically, though I think it could certainly apply equally to intersex, transgender, and female victims of genital mutilation. So I'm very excited for this book. I finished the first draft of it, and I'm now maybe halfway through editing it, and we'll have more news on that soon. Yeah, it's very exciting because, again, as much as the physical damage is horrible, there's equally a psychological pain. And while we are working on the physical solution, and I implore you to, help out or check it out and really consider that as an important step, I think it's equally important to heal the emotional wound, which we already can do to an extent using existing trauma therapies and ways of working through that grief. of the loss of your body and the physical trauma stored in the body. So if you're interested in that book, for now, I would just also recommend that you email me at jordan@foregen.org, or you can find my YouTube channel, Jordan Arel, JordanArel, on YouTube. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, feel free to connect with me if you'd like to talk more. See you later.